Hey guys, Kelly Walker Slaughter here, your host of Warren First 931, and we are live once again in the amazing establishment of Tops Frozen Yogurt and Metro Deli. And with me this morning, starting off our show, is of course, and I forgot to pick up your name.
Sarah Beth
Sarah.
Collins.
Okay, I know your mom, Becky. Hi, Becky, if you're listening. Sarah Beth is here, and she is a part of the Junior Auxiliary of McMinnville,
Yes.
and they have an amazing event because, of course, our show is all community based, all local, all the time. And one big event that the JA does this year is the Coats for the Community. So, explain what Coats for the Community is all about.
So, Coats for the Community is something we posted for several years.
Okay.
People can come and get gently used coats. Some of them are brand new.
Yeah.
We give out hats, mittens, anything they would kind of need for winter. It's free. Anybody can come, and it's adults to kids. So it doesn't have to. You don't have to have a child
Men,
to
women,
come.
and children.
Men, women, and children. You do not have to have a child.
Okay.
We have some elderly people that come through and get coats. We have all ages, so anybody can come and get.
Okay.
There's not really a limit on what you get. We help you shop for them. We have them all already categorized out in sizes, men, women, adults. So we help you shop for them. We help you find what you need, and then you get to go out. We normally give out over 200 coats a year.
Wow. And when we talk about coats, because some people, a coat to me is like a thick pullover.
Yeah.
Does some people bring hoodies and pullovers?
We take hoodies, light jackets, heavy jackets, anything that's a jacket.
Okay.
Because sometimes people come in and we'll help them find like a light jacket and a heavy jacket. So that way they kind of rain jackets.
Yeah.
Anything that's a jacket, hoodies. The kids love hoodies, middle schoolers and stuff like that. So we take anything like that.
I love it. And then, of course, where can you drop off the coats?
So we have several drop-off locations. We have Tim's Motors, the Chamber, Farm Bureau, McKay Welt, Citizens Tri-County downtown, Bushel and Peck. I think I said Tim's Motor. And then, of course, any JA member. So if you know of a JA member, you can obviously contact them directly, and they can pick them up from you as well. So.
And then, too, also, if you have any questions about the Coats for the Community, I'm assuming they can follow you guys on Facebook.
Yes, we post on Facebook. We also have an event page.
Okay.
This year we have switched the location.
Okay, I was going to ask. Where's the location this year?
Last year, the past few years, we've always had it at West Elementary, and they are great to work with. They've been very good to us. This year, we are moving it to Westwood Church of Christ. It'll be in the gym.
That's a nice area.
A little bit bigger location, kind of more centralized, and people can see a little bit more road frontage there. So we are going to host it there. They've been very generous to allow us to do this. And it will be from 9 to 11 this year. And we have done, normally it's 10 to 12. We're doing 9 to 11 this year to get people through a little bit earlier. And we normally have people lining up before 9.
I understand. And again, if anybody has any questions, just, you can message them through Facebook.
Yep.
It's probably the easiest. And like you said, on the coats again, anything that we consider a jacket. Like this to me is my jacket.
Yeah, and we'll take anything like that. And something else that we're really dependent on this year is the community, because we have always received our coats from the Family Resource Center, and that's not happening this year because they're not able to take donations. So really our drop-off locations and anybody that can donate to coats, we're really depending on the community this year because we have received a ton from the Family Resource Center.
I was going to say, and I mean, how many normally do you get from the resource center on an average?
Hundreds.
Okay, I was going to say.
Hundreds. We normally have some left over we take back when we're done.
Yeah.
So we will donate anything we have left over. But this year it's really scrounging around trying to make sure we're going to have enough coats for everybody.
Now, have you started collecting? Has people been using the drop-off sites right now?
Yes, we have had a ton of people using drop-off sites, and we do wash them.
Okay.
So we wash them before we take them. On next Saturday, they'll all be washed, but people have been using the drop-off locations a lot.
Speaking of the day, when is Coats for the Community?
It is going to be November 9th.
Okay.
It's a Saturday morning, 9 to 11.
9 to 11. And I will say this, like, so if I have some coats and I already washed them, like, do I just need to let you guys know, like, hey guys, they're already washed?
Yes.
Here you go.
Yeah.
And another thing, I've done this too in the past for when we've done Coats in the Community, because this is not the first time they've done it. I can't think of how many years. I remember even in high school, that coats for the community. And I'm a 20-year reunion, okay? Reunioner, I guess I should say it that way. But if there is a label that's been ripped off, for example, because kids' coats, they mess with them, let's be honest. It's really nice to get a marker or a Sharpie and write the size in there if you know what it is.
Yes.
Because then that helps them out.
Yeah.
And the other thing is too, I've brought coats with hangers, without hangers. If we bring them with hangers, does that help you guys out?
It does help us because we do have to we save the hangers every year, but we normally have to add to it, and they break,
Yeah.
But yes, if you bring them on hangers, that's just extra help for us to help get them out.
And then, I'm going to always like to throw a curveball. Sorry, Sarah. But if anybody doesn't have a coat to donate, can they come that day and give a donation, whether it's hangers or a money donation?
Yes, absolutely. And we will be there the night before setting up, or somebody can contact us through Facebook. We have somebody who keeps up with our messages. But yes, we will absolutely take a donation because, there's going to be extra coats we're probably going to have to purchase. So we do have some businesses that will come in and purchase some brand new coats. And we do this every year. So we watch at the end of the seasons and try to catch them when they're on sale too.
Oh, that's smart.
So we try to use all of our resources we can because this is the community depends on this. We give out a ton of coats.
And speaking on behalf of the community, we have a ton of coats in general that, I have 2 closets. I'm not going to lie. I have 2 closets, and one of them is just slew of pullovers and hoodies I don't use anymore. And so if you have the opportunity doing I call it spring cleaning, but we'll call it fall cleaning. If you want to get or jump on spring cleaning, go through your closet and literally look at the coats. Do you wear them? What is it called? What's that? Maria Kondo. What is that her name? The organizing queen. Go through it. If you don't love it, give it away to somebody that might need it, because I'm saying, just continue to love.
And it's going to be, we try to gauge it right before it gets cold outside. So when people are coming through,
it's perfect
timing for them to get their coats. But like I said, all ages, you don't have to have kids to come. You can.
I will tell you this, if y'all haven't thought about this and just putting it out there to the JA folks, is if there's any coats left over, you should donate them, which is now called the Phyllis Prater mobile closet, so they can take it to Hurricane Helene.
That's a great idea.
Because one thing that they were talking about with these cold weathers, and they live closer in the mountain areas, which is a lot colder, they were looking for blankets, quilts, jackets.
Yes.
And this might be a good, so think about that. If your coat's not good for, or doesn't get picked when those people come through for the JA coats for the community, it can go to somewhere else.
Yeah, we donate them back somewhere. So that's a great idea. We'll definitely keep that in mind. And she's a lifetime member of JA, so we're perfect. Yeah.
Again, I say this, Phyllis Prater has touched everybody in some form or fashion.
Absolutely.
And I mean that by fashion, because she had the best fashion.
She did. Beautiful.
I was just like, God, you look like a sparkling diamond.
Yes.
But anywho, is there anything else I have not mentioned?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, November 9th, 9 to 10, or 9 to 11, any ages can come through. Because I know a lot of people think it's just kids, and it's not.
It's not.
We have all ages come through. So
babies, everything. If you have baby coats that you couldn't get rid of, this is the time.
Yep,
and also, if you have a ton of men coats or flannel pullovers, guys, I know that this would be a great time to donate them to a cause in need.
Absolutely. We appreciate it.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Tell your mom I said hi.
I will. Thank you.
I love Becky. She's got a little special place in my heart. And know that my father-in-law, when he was at his best anyways, helped her with a flat tire at one point. Yeah. Just ask her about it. Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. So with that said, continuing on, of course, we wrapped up Halloween last night. We also wrapped up early voting because yesterday was the last day to early vote. And I will tell you, from the count from Jeff Barnes, from the office of Susie and them over at the county or at the admissions office or the elections commission's office, we had a total of 12,000 84 voters come out to early voting. Yay, guys! And again, remember when we did the primary back in July, there was only a little bit over 4,000 people that showed up in the primary election. And now we had over 12,000 voters. Thank you for coming out to early vote. Whoever you voted for, I am just so grateful that we have people turning out and showing up and voting for the voting. Um, but remember, I don't have Brian in here with me right now. But like he said yesterday, they're having a watch party over at the Park Theater, and everyone is welcome. Yes, it is hosted by the Republican Party, but I stress this a lot. Everyone is welcome to come and watch the voting go or the election go down to see who our new president is, to see who our new. Let me pull up the ballot so I can say it correctly. I don't want to get it wrong for you guys. Go vote. And again, if you don't have the app, go vote TN. You need to go do it. But again, we are going to be for my ticket. There we go. So up for grabs is the United States president seat. And again, I'm saying it's either going to be Trump or Harris because that's the big two names that have popped up. But also remember on the ballot as an independent, they still have Robert F. Kennedy on there, and he is not running, but he is promoting Trump. I don't know about the other ones like Jill Stein and Claudia de la Cruz. I don't know who they're if they're still in or if they're promoting. I just remembered last week I found out about Robert Kennedy. He was out of the race and he was promoting Donald Trump. Also, the United States Senate is up for grabs. You got Marsha Blackburn, the Republican, Gloria Johnson, the Democrat, and then the independents is Tyrone Chandler, Pamela Moses, and Hastinia Robinson as the independents. And we have a lot of more, if you've noticed, guys, we've had a lot more people independently running, which I think is a great thing too. Because used to, like when I got to start voting back in the day, like Al Gore and stuff times, there was only like one person that was independent, but now we got multiples. Um, and then the United States House of Representatives for District 4 is up for grabs. That's Scott Desjardins with the Republicans. Victoria Broderick is the Democrat. And again, don't forget, Victoria Broderick actually come to a couple of events here in the Warren County area and was very well spoken. Ernest Inslee is independent and Keith Nolan is an independent. Our Tennessee State District 16 is up for grabs with Janice Bolin, the Republican, and of course, she is the incumbent. Wayne Steele is the Democrat, and Scott Bean is the independent. And then, of course, lastly is the Tennessee House of Representatives, District 43, and there's no one running against Paul Sherrill. So we can already say from that Paul Sherrill will be our state or Tennessee House of Representative for another term. I can comfortably say that because I mean, he's not running against anybody. It's not telling me, and I apologize, who our county, our local stuff is. I do know right off the top of my head, just thinking on the ballot, which of course since I live out of the county or I live in the county and not the city, Ryle Chastain did not have anybody up against him as mayor. So we already know he's going to do another term of being the mayor of McMinnville or Warren County once again. So congratulations to him because he had nobody running against him. But we did have a lot of alderman positions up for grabs and a couple of other things. But you remember that Tuesday night, starting at 7 o'clock, there's going to be, we're going to be doing, Warren First is going to be covering it once again because, you can trust me and Jeff Barnes, people that you can trust. And we are going to be going live at 7:20. But at 7 o'clock, I'm going to start the promos. I am so fortunate and thankful for everybody that is a part of the Warren First election coverage. And again, we'll talk all about that next week. But you can also see on Facebook and Instagram, like just to name a few, there's Gateway Tire. We have We got a new one. Shout out to my girl Crystal and them at Rollins Renovations. They're new on the list. And thanks again to like Donald Hillis Realty. We have also we have oh, now I'm like trying to think in my head. I think I'm gonna have to go get my sheet right quick. Hold on. Let me go grab my paper. Now I just want to tell you who all of them. All right. And then also to our sponsors, I already mentioned Gateway, McMinnville Drug Center, Donald Hillis Realty and Auction, Citizens Tri County Banks back with us again, Reddick Brown Ford, Tops Frozen Yogurt and Metro Deli, of course, with Cumberland Biscuit Company, Paul Holder Realty, and also to a new one, which is my, my friend in the media market. Shout out to Jonathan Womack and Community TVTN. We got them on with us this year. Randall Walker Farms, also Juicy's Wellness and Cafe. And then, of course, I want to give a shout out. We are going to do an in memory of, if in case you missed the funeral on Tuesday of Phyllis Prater, I got the privilege to edit the poem that my good friend Brittany Harriman, which is married to Tyler Harriman, which is Phyllis's son, and or one of her sons. And they did this beautiful poem, like if Phyllis was in heaven, like how she would describe it. And I asked them because Phyllis was also a big promoter of what I did here at Warren First, and they're also a part of our election coverage again this year. But instead of having a commercial, we're going to do an in memory of Phyllis and everything that she has been involved in the community. Now, if you have a picture of Phyllis Prater at an event or a birthday party or whatever, please send them to me through my number at 931-305-0869. I'm going to put that audio of Brittany and the other two ladies that was a part of Phyllis's life um, on the background of that video because I miss her to death, guys, and the holidays are coming, and I always say this: pray for the families that have had so much heartache and loss going on right now with death and devastation. And I will say, I don't know, I haven't got an update on the teen that was in the car wreck the other day that got hit by the logger because I know that like me and Melody talked about yesterday, I know that the one daughter did pass away, but the other daughter was in critical condition. And so we need to pray for these people. We need to pray for the families affected, the friends, the family, um, because the power of prayer is powerful. And I've always been told that when you have multiple people praying for the one thing, um, things happen, things change. And so, and again, make sure you check out on our Facebook and Instagram page today. We will be uploading our prayer list page for Warren First so we can do a weekly, daily, our prayer warriors out there. If you're listening to me, weekly and daily, you can look at that list and pray for these people because our community right now needs a positive, and if praying is that positive, let's do it. Okay. But also to just going into the swing of things, our next topic, of course, is about Halloween and what happened all day yesterday. Now, let me tell you, I know for a fact. Hold on. What is she doing? Yes, I'm on the podcast. I'm live. I've been on for 19 minutes. I love you. Did you text it to me or you put it on the page? Okay, I'll look at my phone. Okay, I'll look at it right now. All right, bye. Well, that's weird. Okay, so with that said, Melody said she just texted me. That was Melody. And let's see. That's weird. I haven't got a text from you. Mm. She said, "What before I move on to Halloween, talking about Abigail." Yeah, there it says live. Okay, so Silent Creed has just put out. Silent Creed in McMinnville is requesting help with donations for funeral expenses. Please contact or send donations to High's Funeral Home. So we shared that on the page. There it is right there. They are looking for some donations. And if you would like to make a donation, please contact or send your donations to High's Funeral Home. If you have any more details on that event, let's see, donation grant. And her name was Abigail Elizabeth Jones. And she was 16 years old. So much more life to live, guys. Um, and again, the other daughter or their other daughter is in critical condition. I would just hate to see both. Mm-mm, mm-mm. So, with that said, please like, follow, share, spread that out as much as you can on our Facebook, on your Facebook and Instagram, and any of your socials, please, guys. Because every time there's a family in need, they don't call us the volunteer state for nothing. Even if I say this really quickly. If all of us called High's Funeral Home today, because there's over 20, let's just go here. There's over 24 registered voters, right? If all the registered voters donated $1, they would have $24,000. Just saying. Simple, easy. But with that said, I want to give a little recap, moving on to Halloween now, a little recap of the downtown events to how trick and treating was for me. I will tell you, as you can see, I feel like I have, and I'm going to take what Sarah Beth said, a Halloween hangover because it was a madhouse. The rain did not stop nobody. But before the rain came, of course, downtown, and I want to say thank you guys for deciding to shut down the streets like you did because that was very smart. Um, and thank you for all the signs saying, more candy this way. Like seeing those signs did help. But with that said, I know for a fact because yesterday morning when I was handing out newsletters, I was talking with some folks at Citizens Tri County, and they said that they had over 800 or they had 800 hot dogs, right? So then when I got here at 3:30, it was almost 3:45 ish. But with that said, they were almost sold out within 45, 50 minutes of handing out hot dogs in the juice boxes with families in crisis. I'm like, it's just crazy. But there was more. I want to say if I had to put a number with how many folks were here downtown yesterday, it had to be close to 2 to 3K. It was packed packed. And I know some people are thinking, well, we were standing in that line all that time and we only got one piece of candy. Well, let me tell you, it's really hard to judge how many people show or not show. And when you want your kid to at least get that one piece of candy, or every kid that shows up get that one piece of candy, right? So with that said, thanks to all the businesses that made uh, Main Street McMinnville's downtown Halloween uh, as amazing as it could be. And I'll tell you this: if you stayed in the line, one thing I did notice, and I did want to mention this, is the fact of when you go downtown, it's not just this one strip, guys. The courthouse had candy. The martial arts place down here, over by the courthouse had candy. The post office had candy. The North Spring Street girls had candy. I mean, everywhere, almost every business had candy until they ran out of candy and then they put the sign up. And I'm telling you, by 4:30, we started over here by Citizens Tri County. And by the time I got back down here to Tops, it was 20 or 15 minutes till 5. That's how long it takes. And kudos to the 12th annual Trail of Treats, another huge success for the Milner Recreation Center. Congratulations to the Plaza Shopping Center folks. That I want to say it's the first year that I was aware that they did that, but I also heard they were a huge success over there with candy. And a shout out to our folks at Rigor Mortis, doing their thing. Um, but with that said, everywhere was packed. Now, through my grapevine of my little people that call me, and be like, Kelly, did you hear? Have you heard? The biggest talk last night, as far as Halloween goes, is the traffic that was hella crazy in Westwood. I heard Westwood was back to back traffic and it was slow and it was steady. And they were like, some people call me and they were in that mess. And they were like, Kelly, it is like a snail's pace. I don't know if I'm even going to get out of this. And of course, during that time, that's when the rain was coming in and you just didn't know what to do. So, with that said, hey Christy, good morning. Were you there? Well, while you're listening, if you were there at the Plaza Shopping Center, how good was the turnout? If you could please let me know. But while we're waiting on her response, um, again, I heard Westwood was the most hoppinest place ever. But where we went, we didn't go over there. We did go to Hickory Hills Estates because, of course, that's our dropping zone. It was great in my opinion. Well, great, awesome. Um, but with that said, it was another huge success, and, we park over in, the back parking lot, where my mom lives, and we just take our gator because it wasn't as bad, I think, as Westwood, but there was, like, little areas of clusters somewhere. But we always bring our gator, and we just drive the gator around, and let me tell you, the houses this year, I don't know about Westwood, but the houses this year's was decked to the nines. The music was great, the thrills, the chills. There was this year at because this I haven't been going trick or treating because normally it's all packed down, but with Randy Jane being her first year trick or treating, she wanted her mama with her. So I went there and there was houses that had mazes, houses that had many haunted houses like little spooks. It was just really super neat that what they do. Yeah, there you go. There's always room for improvement. Make next year better. But yeah, I'm just telling you, some of the people for Halloween go all out, and I want to tell you, all the folks that go all out at Halloween, and you have a wife or a husband or a neighbor that might say, "Dude, that's a little hoarder esque." No, it's not. No, it's not. You do you, boo, and make Halloween the best you can. Because I'm telling you, the one house, going back home, through, oh my gosh, what's that place called? Where Willowbrook? I think they're called, oh, I can't remember. Well, anyways, when we leave, I think no, it's Willowbrook. We went through Willowbrook to go back to my house, and when I got through there, my son wanted to say, "Yes, are not all the same. Thank you. We're not, and that's okay not to be the same. If we were all the same, it would be a boring place." Um, but as we go through the house that me and my son have seen like grow and get better each and every year, except of course from last year, because they were out of town. They had the I can't even explain it. In one of their windows, they had a projector coming out where like this woman's trying to get out of the window, the psycho's trying to go through the window and break. It was really cool. And they had these witches that were dancing to this music. They had a creepy doll hanging from the tree that was talking, say, "Do you want to play?" I mean, it looked really neat and well thought out. They even had like border those wooden slabs that says "keep out, beware" over all their windows. It was the neatest little thing. And I will say that when my son went out to go talk to him, because he's like, "Mom, we got to tell them that their house is just the best." And I go, that's fine, son. I will tell you this, and I'm so looking forward to next year. I am going to do, mark my words, I am going to do next year a best of the best Halloween house decoration, whatever. You know how we do like the during Christmas, you do like the Christmas little tour of houses and stuff. If you think this is for next year that your house is like the best decorated house ever, well, let me tell you, we are going to do a contest next year with whether it's your house, a business front, anything like Halloween decor, and we'll put your photos up. And then you got to get the community to like your picture or your comment, essentially. And whoever wins is going to get an award because it takes a lot of effort to get some of those, things put together. They ended up coming in and buying candy to hand out. Okay, okay. So, again, I think it'd be really neat to do a Halloween, like it's called what's that Christmas show called that you watch on ABC where they go to the house and they say, light it up? I can't remember what it's called right now. Okay. Terry Austin, check out about Halloween. Okay. Yes, please. But with that said, I think we should do something like that. Yes, that's it. Deck our house. And they go to each other's houses and they say, okay, flip the switch. And they flip it and you see all this thing. How neat would that be? I mean, we can do that maybe in the future. But the first round, we should just do like pictures and stuff. Yeah. The great light fight. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so everybody's on board, right? We're gonna do this next year. But with that said, Halloween this year has been a phenomenal turnout, rain or shine. It did not stop everybody with their ghoulish, ghostly outfits. And so thank you for everybody that made Halloween as best as it could be yesterday. And again, it's crazy. But with that said, newsletters are out and they are available. So please check everything accordingly. Okay. Thank you. I got my one helper. Christy Perkins is in. Um, but with that said, there's just so much going on, and I'm cutting today short because I want to make sure in the next week's newsletter, we are going to have, as far as the events go, just to give you a heads up, it's going to have as much or as many events going on in November because it is Thanksgiving. Schools are, it's even going to have where schools are being let out, whether that's public and or private. We need to know these things because Thanksgiving break is going to be all week long. And I want to say, if I remember off the top of my head, Thanksgiving break, I know for sure for Covenant Academy is going to be the 25th through the 29th. I don't know if that's public school because I haven't looked yet. I just know because of my son at Covenant. But with that said, we're going to have all that information in this calendar. Yes. Yes, Brian, make a registry for a map. Why not? How fun would it be? I love this. I like how we're all thinking. We're on the same planet right now. But with that said, this coming newsletter is going to have a recap of Halloween and all the fun festivities. I will say, let me see right quick if I can show you the picture because he took it for me. I couldn't get out of the car because but yeah, if y'all can see this, I don't know. I don't know. You can call me whenever. But this is one of the houses that we got to look at last night. I mean, it is decked to the nines, and that's going to be in our newsletter. I went over and be like, "Can we take a picture?" So, but with that said, if you have any Halloween pictures that you would like in the newsletter, please feel free and message me at 931-305-0869, and I'll showcase your pictures in this year's newsletter. But we're just going to recap all of Halloween. We're also going to talk about a wig story in the newsletter as well. The recap, the follow up. I got to talk with Talina, one of three of the organizers there that do the free wig giveaway, and how their huge turnout happened a couple weeks ago. Also, a couple of other stories that are coming up this weekend as well. I will say tomorrow morning, I'm so excited. I got a phone call from Lisa Zavianis. There is a gentleman, and I want to make sure I get this right before I let you guys go, as I just spelled the name wrong again. I gotta fix that. Let's see. No, it's just okay. So tomorrow morning at 10:30 on Saturday, and I believe it's in Campaign area. It's located at 135 Flat Shaw Road. I'm gonna be going out there because they're gonna have a grand, like a ceremony. Um, they're having a ceremony. This gentleman has been giving out, um, food and meals out of his garage for so many years, and so his name he's calling it Perry's Food Ministry, and he is going to be doing a dedication ceremony tomorrow at 10:30. So if anybody would like to come out to that, it's at 10:30 Saturday morning at 135 Flat Shaw Road, and he is doing the building that he has built. This that he has done. He goes, it's a free food distribution. He does it every week. He calls it Perry's Food Ministry. He's been doing this from his back of his garage area, but he built a building just for this. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow going to the dedication ceremony. We got invited, and it's just so great. If you have an event coming up that you would like us to know about, please let me know, because I would love to be a part of it and talk about it and do a news report about it. So please let me know. And last but not least, before I forget, because I just remembered, speaking of Halloween and stuff, backtracking a little bit, what is your favorite candy? Like when you go Halloween trick or treating, what is your favorite Halloween candy? I asked that because thank you to Mr. Brian for suggesting that. And I'm going to actually write the question down while I got some listeners still listening in. But what is your favorite Halloween candy? I'm really curious. And as I'm writing it down, Halloween candy. Okay. With a question mark. Where's that at? Where'd it go? I tell you what, my glasses, like I am in a huge fog today. Let's do this ad. And then post. There you go. What is your favorite Halloween candy? Let's end on that this morning. If you have, okay, I will be there shortly. Bless her heart. Okay. But if you have a favorite Halloween candy, please post on it. We are going to do a little Facebook post with it as well. So we can do the traditional stuff, or you like the candy corn. I'm a huge candy corn fan. I know there's people out there that's like, ooh, yuck, gross. But again, we all don't have to be the same, right? But of course there's sugar babies, there's milk duds, there's Tootsie Rolls, there's chocolate bars. This year I saw a lot of goldfish being offered this year, So what is your favorite candy? Christy, Brian, anybody want to chime in this morning just to get the ball rolling? Because that's what I'm curious. Like, what's your favorite candy? Because that would be really nice to know. But again, with that said, as I have to unfortunately dime off of this, because my daughter is in need of some clothes. She just had an accident. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to go. Yeah. With that said, Take care. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. And remember, Warren County, keep it first.